Hi everyone. Snipe Trading here with another ThinkScript tutorial. So in this tutorial, we'll be going over how to create earning labels, such as this one I have here on my chart, which shows that EDAP has an earning after market close the next day, which is indicated with a +1. And also that the last earnings was a miss of 78%. That happened 88 days ago. So here's the one that's 88 days ago. And if you take a look at the earnings value here, you can see that the actual is negative 33.6 cents and the estimate is negative 2 cents. So it was a more negative, which was a miss of 78%, which is indicated here. So if you're interested in these videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button and give me a like. And at the end of the session, I'll copy the code into the comment below if you would like the code there. So let's get started. So I'm going to restart my chart as to factory settings. So I have the factory setting chart here, and then let's go create a new indicator. So to do that, you go create, and let's give this a name. So we're gonna name this earnings example, right? So for this, so since the earnings is based off of mainly the daily candles, so we're going to do a declare that if this indicator happened in the 1 minute or 5 minute chart, we will ignore it. So to do that, we need to use a declare constant, and we're going to do hide on intraday and then semicolon. So this this indicator will not show up in an intraday chart, but only happens in the daily chart. So after that, we can now define days that has earnings. So let's do our first one, which is going to be is, and I'm going to indicate BMO as before market open. And I'm just going to put a _0 here. And there's a function. It's going to be has earnings, right? Has earnings. And here, if you leave it blank, it'll be any earnings. So it's going to be before or after. But we're interested if earning was, you can do earning time. So the option here is earning time after market, any, or before. So since this label or this defined variable here is before market open, we're just going to put before market open and close this. And this will be today's. So this will return true if today has an earning before market open for this particular stock. So we're going to copy this and we're going to copy it twice. So one of them is going to be the previous day, which is annotated as in brackets 1, which is previous day. And we're going to do one in the future, 1 day ahead. So I'm going to give this a name. So this one would be previous day. So I'm just going to P1 as previous 1 day. And then we're just going to put this F1 for future 1 day. So now we have these as our statements. So we're going to check if these are true. But before that, let's do the same. But this time we're going to use define is AMC _0. So this is going to be after market close. So it has earnings, and then earning time will be after market close. So we're going to check for these scenarios as well. And let's go copy this. And then I'm going to have one that checks the previous day and one that checks in the future 1 day. So I'm going to give this a P1 for previous day and F1 here for also future day +1. So that's kind of our baseline here to check if the earnings is nearby. And for day trading, if you see a stock in the morning that gaps up, maybe you want to know, oh, was that a before market open earnings? So the other thing we're going to look for is event, the last earning event. So that is, we're going to give this a label. So earning days ago, you can name it what the variables, whatever you want. And then there's a variable function here called get event offset. So what this does is going to get an event, and then the event is going to be event dot earnings, and then we're going to get the previous earning, right? So this is going to return the number of days from the last earning that happened for this particular stock. So after that, now, so we have kind of our skeleton here, and now we want the actual earning, right? So the actual earning and the estimate earning. So to get that, let's go define actual, and it's going to be get actual earnings, right? So this will get actual earning, but if the earning hasn't happened yet, you'll get a you won't get a number. So we would need to kind of do a circular function here. So that is going to be we're going to do if, and then do a not. So not, and then you got it is not a number, and then we're going to close this into a function here. So this is saying if this is not a number, but it is a number, so it's like an opposite of an opposite, then get actual earnings. Right. So if it doesn't return a number, then we're going to use the actual earning, the recent earning. Else we're going to use the latest data of actual, which is 1, the previous actual. So it's like a circular. So if this is not true, if this is true, then the value doesn't have a value, then we'll get the value. If not, we'll use the previous value. So that's what it means. And then we're going to do the same scenario for the estimate earning. So this is named, give this a EST. And so this we'll change this inside to get estimate earnings. And then give that this, and let's copy this over here. And then this would be estimate 1. So here we have the actual and the estimate. And then to determine if it is beat or not, so we would need to get the difference of this. So define, and I'm going to do difference equals actual minus estimate. So this will get the difference. And then maybe you want the percentage. So the percentage would be like, let's go define difference percent, and then let's give this different over estimate. So that's going to give you that ratio, and then we're going to multiply this by 100 to get the percent difference. So this is going to tell you the percent difference if it was beat or not. And then since you might get a negative value, let's give it an absolute value, so which will convert a negative value into a positive value. So so that goes there. And then let's confirm. So while I was generating this code script here, there's time where you don't get any data and it'll be zeros. So we're gonna go define that. So if, and let's say there's no data. So there's 2 scenarios that happen here. So if actual equals 0 and estimate equals 0, and or just estimate, sometimes thinkorswim doesn't provide you the estimate data. So or the estimate equals 0, then this is going to be true. So no data will be true, else 0. So this is checking if you actually have data here, because sometimes not all stocks report earning on, or thinkorswim doesn't have that data. So we're gonna check if there are data. If there's no data, then we're gonna have we're gonna just say no earnings data. So that's our kind of backbone. And if you kind of hit apply, you won't see anything yet. So let's go back and edit. So now we need to start adding labels. So to add label, we would need to go add label, and then the first parameter is a yes if you want to display label or not. And then the first part is we're gonna say if earnings. So there's two parts for this. One is if it has earnings before market hours. So this is gonna be a long list. So we're gonna have this string here, earnings, and then we're gonna add if this is true, if this is true, or BMO equals 0. So if this is true, then let's give it BMO, right? Else, if is BMO previous day is true, then it will be BMO -1, which means it's previous day. Else, if the future day, so it's BMO F1, then this will be BMO +1. So this is going to be, so it's going to check, and whatever is true, we're going to output that. So I'm only going 1 day plus or minus. So if you want to add more, you can continue adding more lines here. I'm just because I'm a day trader, I like to check, current day, does it have earning? Tomorrow, does it have earning before or after market? Or was there earning yesterday before or after market? So I'm only interested in these values. So I am only looking at those. So let's now add the aftermarket here. So it's going to be is AMC 0, then so it's going to be else if, and then it is AMC _0, then this would be AMC, else if is AMC P1, then AMC -1, so which means it happened previous day. And then else if last one would be is AMC future date, then would be AMC +1, which is 1 more day. And then let's just close this as else. Let's give it none, right? Let's give it a no, so no earnings. And then let's close bracket or comma, and then give this a color. Let's give this a yellow color. And here you have it. Let's hit apply. And for this EDAP, seems like there's no earnings happening anytime soon here. So let's check if, okay, so there's more to this. So now we can check. So let me check. Apply. Let's check our work. Let's go to Finviz and let's see if we go to earnings, just hit tomorrow. ANGO, let's see, this work. Okay, so that doesn't pop up. Maybe our code is wrong. Let's see what happened here. Okay. So deep display label, if BMO, then yes. Else if this is true, then yes. Else if this is true, then this. Else if this is true, then this. Else no. Okay, so this should do it. Let's see. Let me check some other. Okay, so it is showing up. So RLX here is before market hours, before market open, -1. So that happened, yes. Okay, so it is working. But now let's give it a color. So anytime this happens, maybe we want it to be green. So we'll give it, so for the color section, we're gonna do if, and then all of these is true, SBMO 0 or SBMO P1 or SBMO F1 or is AMC 0 or is AMC P1 or is AMC F1. Then color dot green, else color dot yellow. So anytime there is an earnings, it will be green here. So that is the first part of our studies. And now we know that RLX had earnings yesterday. So now the second part is now we want to add another label that tells us if it was beat or not. So I'm going to add another label, and it's going to be yes, and it's going to be last earnings colon space and then close those quotes. And then now let's do let's check if it has no data. So if no data, so if this no data here is true, then none. So last earning would be none. So else if difference greater than 0, so that means actual was greater than estimate, so you have a higher difference, then that will be a beat, right? So for earning beat, then we can write beat, and then let's do by space close parenthesis, and then we're going to say beat by different percent. So this is going to put the percent there, and then we're going to add another, we're going to add the percent sign there, so it'll be easier to read. And then it will be, after you add the percent sign, then we can add plus, or maybe the space here, plus earning days. So we're trying to say it was beat by X% X days ago, Y days ago. So we're going to do plus earning. So we have the earning days ago here. So we're going to add earning days ago. And then we're going to add here the string space and the earning or days ago, right? Days go. And then we can close that. So that is going to be if the difference was less than 0 or greater than 0. But what if the difference was negative? Then we can put here else it will be a miss, right? So we can copy this statement over here, and then we could just change this as miss by different. If this is not true, then it would be a miss X days ago, right? So you have that, and now we're gonna give it a color. So if no data is true, then we're gonna give it a yellow color. Else, if difference is greater than 0, then give it a green color since that's a beat. Color dot green. Else, it'll be color dot red. Then you missed. It'll be a red color. So let's close that parentheses and let's see what we get here. We hit apply. We hit OK. We hit apply in here, and then that's what we get. We get RLX had earnings, but it only reported actual, so we have none data. So it's not going to work perfectly. Let's go to another list here and see what we get. So here on Mara, we got earnings reported 9 days ago. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 days ago, and we reported a miss of 900%. So 900%. So the estimate was negative 0.01, but you actually got negative 0.1. So that's a 900% miss 9 days ago. Let's see what else you got here. So you got a few percent here, and you can see how the decimal is really long. So let's fix that. So we're going to fix that by adding a round. So the difference here needs to be rounded up. So you could either it'll be this. So let's give this different percent, let's round this up. And just round it to, since it's a percentage, just round it to the nearest whole percent. Let's give it a 0. So round to the nearest 0 decimal places. Let's hit apply and click OK. Now you can see it's round to 31% instead of a long string. So there you have it. Now you have earnings. If you got earnings reported soon, let's check some more in this list here. CAAP, CAAS, CAAP, CAAS. So ELDN, FTS. Okay, so I'm not sure if it's showing up correctly. Let's see. Has earnings. Okay. Okay, so that is the code. Let me go to today's list and see if there was any earnings. So you can see RLX was earnings before market hours, before market open. So you have SR8X. So this is earnings after market close, and the last earning was 90 days ago, and it was a miss of 90%, and it's in red color. So there you have it. You have earnings on your chart, and these two labels should help out if you're wondering if a stock is up in the morning, if it has a BMO before market open, or if it was a before market open yesterday, or after, or has upcoming earnings after market tomorrow, or before market open tomorrow. So if you enjoyed this content, be sure to hit the subscribe and like button, and I'll be happy to make videos. And also, if you have any indicator requests, feel free to leave it in the comment below, and I'll be happy to create a video for you. Thank you. Snipe Trading signing off.